Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pocono, Pennsylvania. We're here for the Clover Farms 300 for the Fios series of VRA. We're just moments away before qualifying ends and the race begins. So bear just a couple of seconds and we'll be right back here after the break. Welcome back after that short break, and here are the qualifying results so far. You've just got one more car to go, but the leaderboard stands. Nebulon is currently on provisional pole with 48.796, about half a second faster than their teammate Forza in the 5 car. Effie is currently in 3rd, and Trini in 4th. But as it stands right now, that is all down to change. Qualifying is very different with how a race could go. It could all change in the blink of an eye, and in a way, I guess the races can also work like that. But in this case, very much different for the drivers to deal with here at Pocono, especially a long track here at Pocono. I've got 4 turns. The tricky triangle, it's nicknamed, and it certainly lives up to that name. In practice, there was a lot of drivers who are struggling to get to grips with the setup of these cars around here. Tight turns compared to other ovals. We've had 16 cars qualify so far here at Pocono. Apologies just for that short intermission, but we are back on the air here. We are just about to get racing Any moment now with qualifying now out of the way. And unfortunately, it is just me here on the commentary booth today. Nobody else around, but sometimes that's just how it is. But I will have to suffice with streaming and commentating at the same time. Welcome back here. Well, we've just had qualifying done here at Pocono, and the results follow. Nebulon had fortunes here and qualifies ahead of teammate Forza to take pole for the Clover. I'll remember it at some point. Apologies. But as it stands right now, Nebulon currently on pole here for Pocono with Forza behind. Fee qualified in third, the fastest of the non-MRI cars. Trini in fourth, and Masashi in fifth. Fox as well in seventh. Well, the pace car has lined up, and we're about to get rolling shortly. But this season as a whole and this qualifying summed it up here is that MRI have been the dominant team. Both drivers have been winning races and have consistently been on the podium. And no team has really been able to properly match them so far. But it's going to be interesting to see what Afi can do from this position. Currently in third. Not too bad of a starting place. With the both MRI drivers are going to be battling it out here at the start of the race. And just before we get started here with the green flag waved, just taking time to acknowledge partner of C Sports on this stream is rowracing.com with closed captioning now available for all races on rowracing.com. But we're about to go green here at Pocono. The pace car rolls in. They go over the restart zone. And the green flag is waved here at Pocono. Nebulon gets off to a pretty good start so far. As they roll into turn one here. Highline is the better line so far, and the 8 car has been asked to relegate position, and they're 3 wide for second place so far. That's Trini on the inside as well. Who drops back without getting the draft there, and Afi now battling with Forza, who has to veer off to the left though and drops back position. Trinino looking to come back on the inside quarter panel of Forza, trying to look for that room. It's difficult on the long front stretch though, not getting much of any kind of draft whatsoever. Foxy though, more fortunate behind Forza there, sneaking their way up into third or fourth as it stands, because Trini is going to the inside here, trying to look for an overtake. Foxy as well. Nebulon has made their way though all the way out front and has stayed out in front now with a healthy lead with 2 laps down. Oh, and Forza a little bit into the wall there on the side and could possibly lose this position to Foxy, who's had a great start this race, has managed to jump everybody and is now looking to hold on. But here comes Forza with the switchback. Oh, and that is Tower in the 8 car there, getting into the wall. A little bit of conflict with 29 of Trini. Tower, of course, 2 times Cup Series champion and a legend of the game is Tower. but getting a warning for that incident. It'll be interesting to hear his thoughts on that at some point. But right now, Nebulon still leads 1.6 seconds last time around. I imagine that's probably going to increase. Foxy now up into second and Forza in third, who is not far behind. As they go through turn 3 and 4. Nebulon still not far up the road though, so it looks like these two have the pace to catch Nebulon if they work together. Forza though looking for the outside here, trying to go the long way round on Foxy. Is that going to work? We're about to find out now as they go through turn 1. Forza trying to go low here with a switchback. Can he make the exit? They're side by side right now. Forza looks like they have the pace and clears Foxy. So a good move there from the 5 car. Gets the move done, back up into second. Right now, as it stands, Nebulon still in the lead of this race so far. And Forza trying to hold on to second, but that looks like it may change again. Here's Tower now coming onto the back of Foxy, so a bit of a train now behind the 5 car, and this is for second place. Also for third place as Forza is trying to pull away a little bit, and here's Tower to the inside of Foxy looking to get the move done. Does so, trying to go down the around the outside of Forza, gets blocked off. Trini now as well looking for a move on Foxy, so Foxy losing multiple places as they head into lap 6. We're just having a couple of connection issues, it seems, with the server. Oh, and that's Foxy hard into the wall on the outside, coming out of turn 4. Nope, turn 2, sorry. And slows down a little bit and drops back from that lead pack, where Tower is trying to look for the position here on Forza. Forza having to defend hard, still keeping the position though. And these 4 fairly close together. Foxy looking to the inside here, is going to get the move done, but has to go up high out of the exit. And they're 3 wide now for third place. Tower gets the best out of that, and Trini loses out, has to drop back there on the back stretch going through turn 2. Tower, of course, 2-time Cup Series champion, probably the greatest of all time in VRA history. Now looking for another win in the Fios series. Where he's not too familiar with, but not too distant from either. He has raced this season, of course, but only for a one-time thing. But here now in the 8 car for Unfamous Racing. Oh, and gets into the wall there on the exit of turn 2. Oh, and that's Nebulon going slow in the lead there. And Forza looking to the lead there and closes off Nebulon, gets into the lead. So I'm not sure what happened there with Nebulon, but slowed down completely. That may have been something coming out of turn 2 though, going really slow. And now Tower is looking to get interested on this lead. On this battle for the lead, sorry. Nebulon goes up high, very close to the wall. And Tower now is going to have... Oh, and there's a bit of contact into the wall there. And Tower, though, is clear of Nebulon. So Nebulon loses the lead there after leading about 8 laps now. But loses out and is down to third. Tower up to second and Forza up to first. Nebulon, though, looking to fight back. Goes down the inside through turn 3 and 4. Can they make it stick? And in the background there as well, we're seeing battling going on with the 71 car of Gavin and the 61 car of Afi going toe-to-toe as well as Trini and Foxy. Foxy stays ahead of Trini. As we ride on board here with Tower, there's the view of the leader there, not too far ahead. Half a second was the gap last time around. And that may have changed. And here's Nebulon looking to the inside now, as we see. Coming through turn 3 and 4, Nebulon looking for second place, using the draft of their teammate to get by. Still hasn't quite got the move done. Now, Nebulon is clear, but Tower is going to look for another way around. Constant battling now, and this is the battle for the lead because they are close together, are these three. Less than half a second separate them. And we're only on lap 11 of 48. Oh, and that's Forza hard on all there and going a little bit slow. Nebulon looking to the inside now. Tower doesn't quite have that amenity to go down the inside. And Forza may lose out both places here. Oh, and there's a hard turn there. Forza forces Tower down. Not sure why that was, but that was an aggressive maneuver. Nebulon, though, back into the lead with that recovery. But the battle is still on, and it's still tight. Oh, and that's Forza. Forza getting hard into the wall there with contact with Nebulon and slips around. Getting loose there out of turn 2 and loses loses a place there to Tower. Tower now up to second though and is in contention for the lead with Nebulon. This has been a constant battle with these three. We're going to see here the perspective from Forza themselves. Current championship leader right now. Forza has been a dominant driver, really fast last season. Oh, and there's Nebulon around. Contact with the 8 car, and Forza is going to go to the lead.
I think Tower he just got on Nebulon's quarter pound. That just, yeah.
Well, there may have been a bit of misdirection and miscommunication between those two drivers because Tower got into the quarter panel and there was just no saving that hard into the inside barrier, and now that's going to leave Forza with the lead, and Nebulon is going to drop down to third. Trini, though, up to second.
You're going to see how much time Forza's getting.
And that incident is now under review with the stewards for that accident out of the exit.
Catching up a lot. Trini's catching up a lot, I think.
Yeah, so Trini there looks fast right now in the 29 car. He's catching up to Forza. He has a good exit and he's going to be alongside here into turn 3. He can have the run and Nebulon's there as well to make this a free car race, a triple threat. Switch back here from Forza, looking to the inside, and here's Nebulon as well. Oh, and they make contact. The two teammates make contact. And Forza slows. I think Forza was trying to go into pit road, but fails to do that. And now has to stay out. Well, contact with those teammates there this has not been a clean race for either of the MRI drivers right now. But we saw Foxy go into pit roads there. But right now, Trini took advantage of that and is now back up into the lead for the first time in this race, coming out of turn 2. 15 laps down of 48 here at Pocono.
And Trinity's coming in. And Nebula.
So the lead is coming in now at this point here. We're going to see the pit stop from the 29 car. And there's the rear view. With the number display, of course, the speed coming into pit road, that helps the stewards recognize who has sped into pit road. And Forza in as well. Now that looks like that was right side only here for the 29 car.
Foxy did get a speed. Foxy did get a penalty. He did speed, but I think I don't know. Looks like he's gonna Foxy's gonna end up
Hmm. Well, we're going to see who ends up in the lead now. It's likely to be Trini here. It had a pretty short pit stop. I imagine Trini just took the right side here at Pocono. Makes the most sense. But tyres don't seem to be quite the issue as much as fuel. And yeah, Trini up into the lead now and is going to have lapped traffic ahead. It appears to be. Forza, though, has dropped several positions down to 7th. Meanwhile, here is a relatively close battle, and this is for 3rd right now. The 18 car of Fox, and behind is the 97 of Toxic and the 61 of Affy. 3 fast drivers here in the Fios series. And it looks imminent for a battle there. Oh, and there's a car slightly around. And I think that may have been Nebulon getting hard into the wall on the outside of turn 2. And there was just a bit of smoke just in the corner of our screens. And from what we can see, that may have been contact. Not contact, sorry. That may have just been contact with the wall from Nebulon. Turn 2, of course, a fast corner, but pushing your car to the limit will send you hard into the wall if you're not careful, and that may have just been the case here. But Trini, though, with a healthy lead now, 5 seconds, over 5 seconds was the good last time, nearing to 6. And it's likely to be that way as they cross the line, going through turn 2. And then they'll be through 3 and 4, and then we'll see what is the state of the lead right now. Nebulon going up high, Fox going low hill through the middle. May not quite have the best run. And loses out a little bit. Has to stay behind at Nebulon for 2nd place right now. But 19 laps down with 48 in this race total. Well, we see Forza is closing up on Affy now. And that's going to be the battle for 5th place. Yep, and a good run here has Forza. Now on the back bumper of the 61 car. They both go through the middle here, but Affy is going to go up high, and that's a rookie mistake because Forza is coming down low. Oh, and there's a bit of contact between the two. Again, Forza just can't steer away from any kind of contact. And again, difficulties trying to stay clean this race. And that seems to be a recurring theme with MRI drivers. And the incident from earlier involving the 15 and 8 car of Nebulon and Tower has been reviewed and no penalties will be applied. So no further action taken by the stewards, and Forza finally gets through up to 5th now, past the 61 car of Afi. Next up the road is Toxic, who's just up ahead by about a second or so, or 2 seconds. Well, gaps haven't exactly closed down right now. They're pretty even playing field so far. Toxic not too far behind Foxy, but and Foxy is not too far behind Nebulon. And there is a lapped car getting out of the way there. It's the 94 of Toddy, one of our C Sports associates. Getting out of the way there cleanly, no problems. And they come into pit road as well. But right now, Trini with a very healthy lead, 5 seconds. It was going over the line. So Trini here with a good run so far. A good stint on this second stint here in the race. I imagine it may be a 2 or a 3 stop potentially. Especially for tyres, as we saw the leader pitting for tyres. Right side, that was. But make sure to get in contact, and we love a good discussion with the VRA social media, and that is on X, formerly Twitter, in which you can message Verizon RA for all of your questions or all of your best and worst moments, including VRA, and that is at Verizon RA for the VRA X and Twitter channel. Yeah, no. Account. Sorry. Not channel. That'd be for YouTube. Although VRA does have an official YouTube channel, though it's not usually posted on, as most of the races are, of course, uploaded here on the weekly for C Sports on behalf of VRA. As we can see here, I think Toxic drops off a little bit behind several cars, drops down to 7th now, and Forza has a clear view of the 18 car, not far behind. And we're going to see the perspective here from the back bumper of Foxy, just how close Forza is. Not too far away now, closing on this straight here before turns 3 and 4. And there's a lapped car ahead of Foxy as well to make matters worse for the 18 car. And there's Coultro, who is lapped car, already a lap down now. More laps traffic for the leader, who we're going to look for here, and that was already passed. And I presume that was Toddy, who has just not had a fortunate race so far. We're over halfway through this race now. We have done 26 laps of 48, so yeah, 2 laps over halfway into the second stint of stops, before stops for drivers here at Pocono for the Clover Farms 300. Oh, and that is Toxic coming into pit road, or coming out of pit road, sorry. There, so a stop for the 97 car at this juncture. This may spell the next round of stops, the second round of stops this race. Oh, and is going a little bit too far out of pit road there. Going into the grass a little bit. Rejoins out of turn one. And is now going possibly could be lapped by the leader Trini. And Forza has confirmed to get past Foxy now and is up into third place. Next up the road is fellow MRI driver and teammate, of course, of uh, the pair of MRI drivers is Nebulon. Both of these two have been dubbed the Hamilton and Rosberg of the Fios series. And that makes sense if you know Formula One from 2016. These two have been neck and neck so far. Forza seems to have had the upper hand, but Nebulon is not one to be counted out, of course. And is looking to step out of their teammates' shadow and really prove how valuable they are to the MRI team. And that is a fee trying to get past the 71 car of Gavin, as well as the 10 car of DJ, and gets the move done. But Foxy now looking to the inside of Forza through turn one. Can they get the overtake done? They're still side by side right now. Down the back stretch. But Forza just had the better run out of turn one and gets the move done with a nice healthy gap to boot. .30 laps down now of 48. So 18 laps to go now in this race. It's gone by pretty quickly. You see a good stationary shot there out of the exit of turn one. Seeing how actually steep that banking is on turn one, the steepest on the entire track. And cars seem to favour the outside, coming down low out of the exit. More laps traffic though for the 5 car. That's Toddy. No, that is not Toddy. That is a 64 car. I'm not sure who that is. And Forza comes into pit road though. So it could be time for the next round of stops. And this could be the last of the day now. With 17 laps to go. And so both, both MRI drivers are in at the same time, one after the other. And out they come. I think Nebon just got ahead there. The shorter stop. Oh, and that is the wrong driver. Apologies. That's the right driver. There we go. Nebulon now out ahead of teammate Forza. And now a lot of the field now have already been lapped by the leaders. Oh well, Trini stays out. And that's probably the reason why. Nope, comes in now. Sorry, into pit road at last. Stayed a little bit longer out on this stint than the first. We're going to see where Nebulon is now. out of turns. Well, yeah, out of turn 2, so it's not much of a threat for Trini, who's already in turn 1 now as we speak, so the gap is pretty big. No, never mind, the gap is not that big, sorry. The gap has actually closed down tremendously, and that's Nebulon now looking to the inside of Trini. This is for the lead now. And Nebulon's going to get it, so superior strategy there from the MRI driver and gets ahead of the leader. Now back into the lead for the second or third time this race. But Trini is not going to hold back though. Looking to the inside out 4 here. Who's going to get the better exit out of turn 4? They're side by side right now. Nebulon just creeping ahead. But to the inside goes 29 car, trying to cover the inside line here out of the exit. And this is good for Forza though, who can just sit back and relax with 16 laps to go. Doesn't need to push too hard while these two destroy their tyres early in their stint. Also they're fueled as well, not to mention. But right now, Nebulon back into the lead of this race. Trini looking to throw everything they've got out of the playbook here, trying to look for a switchback, but that doesn't quite work. Still behind here and just sticking a nose out into the air. That's not quite working. They need to refigure how they're going to try and overtake the 15 car. They've got 15 laps to do it, so not too much of a rush, but they're looking to the inside, giving looks here to Nebulon, who must be worried right now about how can I defend from the 29 car. Got to think of everything in the playbook here, as well as manage Pocono, which is already a difficult enough track. Trini maybe looking for a better exit out high, but goes down low. And is going to have a superior run there out of the corner. Is going to get the move done. Nice and easy there for Trini, and is back into the lead with a nice and easy overtake on the front stretch. Forza though, closing in on Nebulon. Looking to join the battle here for first place with 14 laps to go. Ample enough time, as said, for Forza to get any move done. Nebulon trying to look to the inside, but too far back to make any risking moves there on Trini. But now is the perfect time to boost up the audio here as we listen into these beautiful car sounds. Well, 12 laps to go now for Trini to hold off both MRI drivers. Now Nebulon, though, looking under threat from Forza, who is not far behind. As we go on board with the 5 car here, here's the view out of turn 1 right now. So that is the gap, and that is closing quicker and quicker and quicker. And Forza now looking for a move on their teammate. Going low down now in turn 1, a little bit of contact though. But Nebulon stays clear of the fellow MRI driver. And Foxy as well is there, not too far behind. About 3 seconds away though. Forza on the back bumper of Nebulon though. Turn 1 is the prime of overtaking opportunity here. With 11 laps to go, Forza looking to the inside, going to make the move. Ample enough space here. Nebulon's going to go up high, and Forza clears his teammate and gets the move done up into second, and is now able to challenge Trini, but Nebulon is still there. He's going to have the draft going through turn 2. Can Nebulon fight back through turns 3 and 4? Battle here between teammates. I imagine Mr. Viking is probably not having a great time, probably sweating his balls off in the team box right now. Forza goes low, trying to break the toe here of Nebulon, who's falling slightly behind, and Foxy is looking to catch up here, getting towards the lead pack. And just in the corner there, if we look from Nebulon, let's see how far, just in view there, just in the rear view mirror for Nebulon, nothing too concerning, but still probably worrying the MRI drivers. Trini, who has led a lot of, probably the most laps now at this point, with 9 laps to go, looking confident in the lead right now, of a healthy gap to Forza behind, who's having to try and fend off from drivers behind, and the 64 car gets a warning for invalidating blue flag warnings.
I gotta go do something real quick. If I was back on,
That's Nebulon now, harns the wall out of the exit of turn 2. Foxy now has a good chance to get the overtake done, up for third. And this would be good for his team, Dinosaur Motorsports, of course, owned by Dino, a former champion in the Fios series with Smith Sport. And of course, Fox as well, also a former champion here in the Fios series. Veteran instincts here. Could Foxy play going down low here against Nebulon's high line? And it seems like the middle line is working best for drivers, getting the overtake done, as was Forza on Nebulon. So that's the counter to the high line. Forza has managed to close the gap just a little bit, by about a tenth or so on Trini. Not too much, especially not noticeable from the track, but it's still there, so Forza still within a chance to win this race. Meanwhile, in the background, Foxy here has a good run on Nebulon and is looking to take third place away from the pole sitter, and gets the move done as well before turn 1. So good move there from Foxy, who covers off the outside line, but is at risk from the switchback here from Nebulon, who has a good run out of turn 1. And is just going to stay side by side as they go through turn 2 now. Again, it's a bit of a connection issue going on here. Cars jumping back and forth, but you can still see what's happening on track right now. 6 laps to go now, and 1.95 is the gap between Trini and Forza. 6 laps to do, in Forza's mind anyways, to close down and win this race. Even for him, it's a bit of a difficult task, but we'll have to see what happens in these next few laps. Oh, and that's Foxy high into the wall there on the exit of turn 2. Nebulon now is going to have a chance going through turn 3 and 4, possibly. A little bit far back, but could get down the inside. Not quite, though, out through turn 4. It's going to have a run on the backstretch, which Fox cannot cover off. 5 laps to go now, and the gap has shortened between the leaders. Forza now has got the gap down to 1.53 seconds. And Foxy, though, hitting the outside wall through turn 1 there, and could prove helpful for Nebulon now, who is looking to get 3rd place back. Blue flags shown again, 2 lapped cars behind. Oh, and that's Foxy. Foxy getting a bit loose there. And Foxy going into pit road. So a late pit there. Could not hold off this charge on the final stint. So is going to be going to pit road now with 4 laps to go. And Forza has significantly shrunk the gap to Trini ahead, the leader, and it's now in sight for Forza to pick up this win. With 4 laps to go, though, can Forza hold on here? Because it seems like maybe these tyres aren't, or this stint in general is not working, and that is correct because Forza going into pit road now with 3 laps to go. But the question is, can Trini hold on this stint though, or will he have to pit as well? It may be close here. We'll have to see what Forza is doing coming into pit road. Will Forza pit for tyres or not? And Nebulon as well coming in. Oh, and a bit of a late exit there, and I think that was to get Nebulon actually ahead of Forza, so Forza may have lost out there on that pit stop. Comes out of pit roads though, and that's fine. Trini, who is now coming through turn 3 now. Nope, turn 1, sorry. That looks like turn 3 for a second. But that's traffic ahead. Trini still hasn't hit yet, still holding out here. The 29 Budweiser car. Going through turn 2. Not long left now. It seemed pointless for Trini to hit on his own merits, but he could be forced to if his stint just cannot hold any longer. Yeah, and he's going in now, so very late stage pit. And it's going to be white flag is shown to the 29 car who's currently in pit road. But next down the road, yeah, white flag shown to the 29 car. Closest behind, though, is the 18, who is currently in second. Oh, and there's a bit of contact there with the 4 car of Tro. Oh, and again, Foxy sent around, saves it though, and that's going to allow Nebulon to get by. And Foxy comes in again now. On the white flag, has speeding penalty. But it looks to me as if Trini is fully clear now. I don't think there's any threat of anyone catching him as he goes through turn 2. He's got 2. Incident with the 4 car will be reviewed post-race there with the Tro Energy 4 car. But rounding the final corner, Trini has got it all right this race. He's defeated both of the MRI cars and wins the Clover Farms 300. He's going to victory lane. Congratulations to him as well. An impressive drive from the 29 car. Didn't look like to be a likely winner, but that mid stage of the race just got everything right, whilst the MRI drivers just struggled to get everything down. And in the end, is going to be Nebulon, who finishes second. And Tower actually is going to come back to finish third. Effie in fourth. Musashi in fifth. Toxic in sixth. Gavin in seventh. Forza in eighth. And I don't know what's happened to Foxy. He finally crosses the line in ninth, but he had a serious problem with the 4 car. He just could not get out of the way. There was no blue flags shown, of course, because the white flag, but that's not going to be great for him. He is going to be pissed for that. Forza as well struggled at the end of that race, and he finishes 8th at the end there, and I can't imagine he'll be too happy with that result at the end. Now we're going to get celebrations here from the 29 car, and this sweet victory moment is presented by rowracing.com. As the 29 car looks to start a burnout. Don't know if they know how to do it. Oh, there we go. Oh, no one gets bodied. Oh, okay. It's bodied by, I think that was the 71 car, or possibly the 64. They all look very similar, to be fair. Well, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. He is trying to start a burnout. There we go, he's got it now. And we're going to possibly get interviews with the top 3. A strong showing from the 29 car to beat out both MRI drivers who ended up struggling towards the end. Their races weren't quite on steady legs as they usually were, especially not previously in the season. There seemed to be issues with just contact and pit strategy going on, especially from Forza at the end there. But the 29 of Trinity managed to get it right, started in the midfield, but managed to climb their way back up into the lead and stay there as well, especially towards the end, even whilst pitting on the final lap. Well, we're going to shortly get interviews from the top 3 in any moment now, as we just go to a short break. ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We've got interviews now of our top three. First up is, of course, um, going to be second place finisher and pole sitter for this race, Nebulon.
Hello, welcome. Hi.
Well, a dramatic race for the MRI team as a whole. Um, Constant contacts going on. What do you make of your race overall, first of all?
Honestly, I thought I did pretty decent. Of course, I didn't keep that P1, but we maintained a pretty good pace throughout the race. Up until the end, up until like the latter stages, but then again, like everyone was on like different strategies. It was amazing, honestly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
of course, it was a good finish for you in the end. P2, not of course quite where you wanted to be, but a good points haul compared to your teammate Forza. Now, as people start thinking about the championship, what do you think the implementations are?
It could provide some interesting fights later down the season. Uh, Honestly, it would be very interesting to see what that points gap looks like because right now we're on -27. I'm not entirely too sure what the point system are still. I haven't really checked, but I'm really interested to see how close the points gap is now. So yeah, but I'm still gonna be my normal self. I'm still gonna try and get like good positioning. Just gonna try and get P1s, P2s, P3s, whatever. Like just be consistent throughout the race.
And that is a good mindset, to be fair, for any driver. Um, and now with the next couple of races down the line, including Charlotte Motor Speedway, of course, one of the bigger races on the calendar. What is your future plans heading into the latter stage of the season?
I think I need to like work on a bit my consistency. Like okay, this race wasn't that big of a problem for my consistency. I actually had a really interesting. I had a really bold strategy call that I made in the middle of the race, which made me look like I was going pretty slowly. So I have to like mention that real quick. Yeah, but I'm just gonna try to be as fast as I can, try to be consistent as I can, and try to be the best racer around.
Well, thank you very much for that. Second place finisher Nebulon at the Clover Farm 300.
Okay, yeah. I'll see you. I'll see you later. Any more questions?
No, no, that's it.
All right. I'll see you. Bye bye.
And we're just going to go for a short break before we come back to our next interview. Well, we return back, and now we're with third place finisher Tower, who managed to make a comeback towards the end of the race. And first of all, to get off, of course, there's no penalties applied, but what happened with that incident with Nebulon?
Yeah, so I mean, those MRI cars really weren't battling me very well. I wasn't happy with that racing that we had there. To be fair, I did make some egregious moves, whether that be like on either one of them or like someone else, like Trini. I definitely had some miscalculations today, but um, yeah, me and Nebulon spinning. I don't know. It was just like exit of the corner. I don't even remember what happened exactly. All I know is that at that moment that it happened, my headset um yeah, my headset disconnected, and what happens when it disconnects is that my recording stops, and it also like lags my computer. Like I had visible, like it started to look like a slideshow for a moment. So that also contributed to that. I wasn't at my full driving capabilities at the moment it happened, so it was just unfortunate. But also still wasn't happy with those two MRI cars. The battling could have been a little bit better, but I mean, they're teammates. Teammates will do teammate things. As an unfamous driver, I'm saying this. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
And that comeback at the end, did you think that you got lucky with that, or what actually happened in order to get that third place back?
I wouldn't call it lucky at all, to be honest, because I was doing basically everything I could do wrong. That first pit stop I did, I mean, a lot was going on. It was right after Nebulon. My mind started scrambling. So I'm getting into the pits, and then I forgot that I qualified nearly dead last, and I overshot my pit stall. Had to turn the car around, get back in the stall, and that cost me a lot of extra time. What was that a race winning mistake? Honestly, I don't think so, but it was still a significant mistake that had me lose a lot more time than I should have. I probably could have gotten second off of it. My comeback was really interesting. Going into this race, I calculated the fuel mileage, which was 300, like about 300 per lap, a little more, like 310 to 315 around there, depending on that exact lap. Um, and basically, like the fuel mileage, Nick said later on in the race that it was 14, was actually 16 laps about if you did it just right. But that's the thing. The lap times fluctuate. I mean, the amount of fuel burnt every lap fluctuated so much that it was hard to tell. So on that last run for me, on the first pit cycle, I lost time. Right, I was in the back, and then everyone else who's in front of me. Obviously, I'm better than most of the people who were in front of me. I just had a lot of mistakes made, and I made a couple passes, and then I started saving a little because I knew that since the fuel mileage is 16, there's 48 race laps. um I knew it was going to be a two stopper, but I was already falling behind because I wasn't saving that much. I ended up pitting on lap 30 in the second pit stop, so I knew it was going to be a little bit of a hail mary for me to make it to this race without pitting, but I knew I wasn't going to pit no matter what. So really, it came down to the end. Me and Musashi were saving really hard. I started saving first, and then he caught up to me. He started saving even more, and I didn't really start pushing it until the final lap came out. Everyone else had to pit. I asked Affy what his fuel was, my teammate. He said his was 1200. Mine was at the time about 1700. So, I mean, this was in like the last 10 laps of the race. I don't remember exactly what lap it was on. So it really did make a difference saving. As hard as it was to do, I was slowing down a lot more than I thought I would need to. And it didn't really feel comfortable doing it, but in the end, I still made it third. I didn't expect third. I thought I would get like fourth maximum, but I'll take a P3 any day. That's really all I have to say about that. Yeah.
And do we expect to see you at all in the next couple of races before you retire for good at some point?
Well, I think a lot of people are having things misconceived about my retirement. I did say that I was retiring, from full-time competition in the Cup series. So, I mean, for people to say, "Oh yeah, well he's just bushwhacking fast races," I mean, yeah, I did say I'd stop racing in Cup. Um, and to be honest, I think I don't know. I do plan to race at least two more races in the file schedule. Uh, if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. I'm not actually, but yeah,
Oh no,
I
I
just
don't have a
you
problem
know,
with it. It's just a
I
question.
mean, I'm not talking about you in specific, just anyone generally, like, but yeah, no, I mean, I don't really want to be racing this every single week. Definitely not worth my time, and I mean, yeah, I'm just kind of here to support my team here and there, whenever it's possible. So, um, definitely do plan to make a couple more starts. Nothing crazy, but yeah, that's really it about that. I do have a question for you though. And that is, were you stewarding this race? Like, were you like assisting with the stewarding?
No.
Oh, okay. Because there was this really weird call that was made on me for reckless driving after me and Trini had some contact out of three. I didn't know who. I didn't know like what that was all about. It was really weird.
No,
Um.
I don't think I actually caught up on that, but
Oh, okay. All right. Well, um, yeah. Well, thanks for that. I mean, it was really weird because out of three, like or into three, I made a bad move. I slid way up the track on him, pushed him almost into the wall, and on the exit, he kind of like hooked me. And it looked like it was an accident, honestly. But I got into the wall. I got spin physics, and I kept it straight, but I still got a penalty for it. And I don't know why. So, yeah. But
uh,
that's
well,
that's all the
yeah.
questions I had.
No, that's all right. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us, and congratulations on your podium.
Thank you.
And that is third place finisher Tower there, two-time Cup Series champion. Finished third in the 8 car today at the Clover Farms 300. And next will be race winner Trini in the 29 car from Victory Lane in just a short moment. Well, we're now interviewing race winner Trini in the 29 car, winner of the Clover Farms 300. How do you feel after that win? I'm surprised, actually, he says. I knew Pocono was a good track for me because I did well here last season. But I have the flu right now, so I didn't expect my performance to be best. Oh, well, I hope you get better. I just ran my own race and the strategy worked out. Kudos to Spring. Well, I mean, unlucky for Forza, but finally I'm not the one getting my win robbed. Well, actually, that was talking to you, Pancake. And well, actually speaking, you didn't seem like to follow up on your point that you didn't seem to be likely to win. I mean, and not in any offense, but it seemed to be that MRI were just making mistakes. How much do you think that helped you in this race? Oh, it definitely helped me. I was on 2 tires. I was keeping a healthy gap after the first stop. And then Neb and Forza kind of battling after the second. And then Forza missing the pit entry line. Looking like Season 6 Verge over here. D1 material, I should say. But yeah, good day and finally go to sleep. Oh, well, hope you enjoy a good victory nap. But congratulations on this win. Spring forced me to do this. He held me at gunpoint. Well, anyways, congratulations on your win. Thoroughly deserved with that ending performance here at Pocono. But that is pretty much all from us here at Pocono Raceway. Oh, oh yeah, Tower. This is why you ain't making the Wall of Fame. Walling. This is why you lost. Yeah, good. Okay. Well, a last shout out there to the two-time Cup Series champion. But from here at Pocono Raceway for the Fire Series of Clover Farms 300, it's goodbye here from Victory Lane at Pocono Raceway. Thank you and good night.